Hello, I'm Skid from the Widescreen Gaming Forum, and today I'm going to be giving you a look at Race the Sun. Now, I have a video on my channel of this game already, so any of you on my channel may have noticed it. Now, the difference between that one is that I hacked that fix in, and this one is that the developers have now implemented the problem or fixed the major issues that the game had. Basically, in terms of its original multi-monitor support, firstly, the game didn't allow the resolution to begin with, and secondly, the game was letterboxed to a 16:10 aspect ratio, which wasn't particularly good. They've since removed both restrictions, so there's basically only one issue left, and it's less of an issue in-game, and I'll get to that in a minute, and that's effectively that the HUD is spanned, or not the HUD in the UI is entirely spanned, with the exception of the bits that are centered. So as you can see, these menus are all the way over here. Now, the game is fairly simple in its concept. Basically, you are racing the sun to the horizon. Although, technically, to be more accurate, you are trying to prevent the sun from reaching the horizon. So, we'll run a game, and I will explain that a bit clearer. As you can see, there's the sun in the sky. Now, the sun is going to continue to fall, and this ship is solar powered. So as you can imagine, if the sun reaches the horizon, this ship can't function anymore, so you grind to a halt. And that's basically the entire concept of the game. You have to beat the sun, or not allow it to fall. In other terms, if you have a look at the extreme left and right, which I will not be doing, you can see my HUD. Now there's actually not a lot of information there, and a lot of the information that it provides is actually already available both by audio cues in game and by visual cues in my ship. So you can see at the minute there's a little green glow. Now there's a little green glow because I picked up a jump power. That green glow is now gone, and now I'm boosting. So the HUD isn't actually required, and I would actually prefer it not be there. So the fact that it's put on the extreme edges is actually ideal for me. Now I'm just going to intentionally crash for a second. We'll do a proper run in a minute. Oh yeah, the terrain of course will instantly end your race against the sun. Now, if we come back to this, you can see that that's my end score up here. Now this little bit here is intriguing. Basically they've got a co-op it's a form of co-op multiplayer. Basically, I can share my run or my relay, and then someone else can pick it up where I left off. So they will start in this zone, and they can keep going until they try, or until I think it's 3 people. Alternatively, I can effectively end this run here, and then this score gets put onto my current rank. Now, as you can see, the world resets every day. It is, so it'll reset in another 10 hours. And that's relevant because it also changes world generation, and we'll get back to that when we get in game. Over on the right hand side you'll see I'm level 20 of 25, and these here are basically challenges. Now by completing challenges you get points which then increase up to your level, and then once you complete this bar here you gain a new level, and you either gain a new ability or an upgrade or something along those lines. So when you originally start, your level, I think it's either 0 or 1, I can't remember which, but once you complete, I think it's 3 points of objectives, you get, if you remember those little yellow things, those things give you a speed of, or a boost of, I'll say that again, those things give you a boost of speed, which they say that they rewind time, but what they're technically doing is making you go faster than the sun is falling. There are a couple of other power-ups that are in the game, and this is basically where I can configure how my ship looks. Now unfortunately, this is vertical minus, this little ship here. Some of these things actually do change how your ship, or the appearance of your ships. For example, this one here, the turning jet that allows me to turn faster, adds a couple of small boosters in the bottom of my ship. You'll see those once we get back in. Otherwise, they're just, some of them are useful, and well, they're all useful in one form or another, and you can basically use them dependent on your style. So I have turning jets because they're very, or I think pretty much everyone will put turning jets on because they allow you to turn faster. Magnet is an early one that you get as well that allows you to pick up things from a greater distance. I'm not using that at the moment so that I can use the battery, but I'm probably going to swap it back over. The battery allows me to survive longer in the shadow, which basically means that I will carry my speed for longer while I'm in shadow, which is useful in cloudy areas. But I'm going to remove that and put my magnet back on. So that'll let me pick up things from further away. And we also have badges. Now at the minute I only have unlocked badges for my left wing, which you can't see. But I think later on I get one for the right wing as well, so we'll put that decal on it, which is just a visual thing. Okay, so now let's jump back in and we'll talk a little bit about world generation. Now, the world is basically split up into regions, and those regions have a selection of tiles is the wrong word, but they're basically, if you think about Minecraft and how it works, it has regions and then it has 16 by 16 chunks. So it basically has a set of chunks and it uses those sets to build a level, and it will do it semi-randomly. Now, this is good and bad because it means that because of the way everything's been designed, you can actually, there's an editor in-game to allow you to create your own levels effectively. But the downside of that is you will often see tile sets repeating. And although I appreciate the fact the editor is there, I would much rather the game was more randomised than it is. I prefer games like this to be very much Twitch-based, reactionary. But because everything is kind of predefined, so this cityscape is a predefined set of tiles that will repeat itself. Oops. Because of that, it becomes a lot less about Twitch reaction and more about remembering the best paths through each section as they reappear or reoccur, which I don't really like. I would rather have it completely randomised. Again, I'm going back to the example of Minecraft, but Minecraft's world generation is very good at generating not necessarily a realistic world, but a world that fits together properly. So it is possible to do that sort of thing, but it's also very tricky because, as I said, everything has to fit together, and the way they've got it at the minute, it works. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. That's close. But yeah, I'd just like to see it more randomised because eventually everything just gets predictable. Well, semi-predictable. You know which areas are which, so you can plot your best course through them. But yeah, that's really the only complaint I have with the game. But beyond that, there's not much to talk about. Now, I've just remembered there was a challenge to only turn right before 2 regions. I should have done that in region 1, but never mind, I've missed my chance. So let's see if I can do that here. Bollocks, I just hit left. Never mind, screw that. We'll see how far I can get. Those are portals. They will take you to alternate realms. So this is a void world. Now these ones can be player created, but I think you have to download player created regions before they will appear as portals. So at the minute the void realm is the only one I've got because it's the only one, well, it's the one that comes with it. But it is a very good way of very quickly collecting these tries. Which basically, collecting 5 of them will give you a score multiplier. They'll also then skip the remainder of the region, so this should be region 3 now, I think. Or maybe 4. That's a useful pickup. That purple one is basically a shield. It will protect me from death once. So can you see my point about the repeating sections? 3 times in a row that section was. This is also a very common thing, and you pretty much always go left here because that's where all the thingies are. Ooh, close. Are the clouds going to come now? Or will I get those next round? Nope. What about the missiles? The regions get progressively harder as you go along, if it wasn't plainly obvious enough that that was going to be the case. Those be missiles. Yike! Allowing yourself to get caught in those in those missiles is a really bad thing. Ah! If that white thing touches you, it blinds you. And not being able to see where you're going is a very bad thing. So now we enter the clouds. Now again, because this is a solar powered ship, any sort of clouds slow you down. I'm gonna make that. Whoa. Well, I should clear the region. Crap it! Anyone would think this was an apocalypse level. Yeah, cleared the region. That should put me in the top 30 at least, I would think. Come on, give me a boost. I need to look for boosts. There's one, there's another one. Can't get those. There's one, but there's a thingy in the way. Don't think that's my highest score, but that's not bad. Let's show you Apocalypse mode. 13! I think that's my highest rank in this mode. Okay, there is another mode. Apocalypse mode. Can you guess what it does? If you can't, you're fairly stupid. That was absolutely terrible on my part. I could have easily avoided that. Yes, Apocalypse mode is significantly harder than the other modes. And I missed that. Let's try that again. Those little thingies that I was trying to get, that thing there, missed it again, is a jump to the end of the level. This is actually a fair bit... Oh crap. I was going to say this was actually a fair bit easier than the other one, or other Apocalypse first rounds that I've done. Not to worry. It's still good, it's still good. I'm not going down there. You turn that way, don't you? You know what you're going to, aren't you? You have to be wary of this thing in apocalypse mode. Do I still have a jump? Did I even pick one up? I need to get my way to a portal. Speed boost! Got it! Crap! Yeah, I needed to hit that jump. What ranks that put me? 14! They've stepped up their game. I've been able to get into the top 10 the last few days. I ain't got no chance of beating him, he's always sitting on top. I think I made it 9th, so I've probably been pushed off a little bit. There I am, 10. I know I'd made it into the top 10. There's me again. Yeah, so Apocalypse mode is just a very hard mode. Now, I will play another quick round as well, but I think I will try and show you. These are all player created worlds, so I'm going to give you a quick look at the effectively the world creator. So as you can see, it's not particularly optimized. In fact, let me go back. Let me load one that's already got something in it. Can I duplicate it? Duplicate. Delete me. Edit. I'm hoping this has patterns in it. There we go. So this is basically one section of one particular area. In fact, these are all of the ones, minimum stage, yeah, these are pretty much all of the ones that are used on the default game, I think. Yep. So these are kind of standard patterns that appear within the default game that can appear. They're small sections that appear, looks like that they're chain or can be chained together, and then they're all connected together to make an entire world. But as you can see, they're pretty much all predefined. So if we look here, this is one of the jumps. I think this is a different one than the one I showed you earlier. And then there are walls here. Can I change the camera angle? Nope. I want to change the camera angle. I don't think I can. But yeah, these here fall down, and then if we go on to the end bit, more that fall down, and then we got a bunch of these at the end. So yeah, but you can basically use these to create objects, or use the. Can you create objects or can you import them? Yeah, you can add objects, but I'm not sure how. These are all the pre-standing objects that are in this particular, or within the main game. But you can use any of these, modify it as you like, and then create a world from it. So that's what this is for. But it does work. On a multi-monitor system, it's just very clunky with everything being all over the place. But I've not really had a huge amount of time to play around with this. I just know it's here and I know roughly what it's supposed to do or how it works. So yeah, let's go back and I will do one final main run, I think, and then I'll call it quits. And there's a bug. Never mind, I can still click these over here. That's not good. Let's see if that'll get rid of it. Am I going to get rid of it? Configure ship, can I get rid of it somehow? I can't, no, that's a bug. Alright, I guess I'll end the video there. It appears to want me to end the video there, so I may as well. So yeah, that's basically Race the Sun. It's definitely a lot of fun on the multi-monitor system, despite effectively the problems, issues I have with them, but they're basically personal preference rather than outright issues with the game. The game's fairly solid. I've never had an instance where I felt that the game was or didn't respond quick enough. I've always felt that if I've crashed because I didn't react quick enough or because I didn't look far enough ahead. There's one exception to that, but I won't spoil that. If you play this game, then you'll find it sooner or later. But yeah, I think I'll leave it there. So I would recommend this game. It's an indie game. I think there's a Greenlight page for it, but otherwise you can get it from their website. If you Google the site, then you'll be able to buy it from there. It's from a company called Flippfly. But yeah, I'll leave it there. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.
You